gym fights, this is what happens when you've got 100% confidence and 0% ability. Now let's comment on it. First off, when these gym fights happen, I'm always thinking to myself, what are you arguing about? Is it in a gym, a place where you're meant to be united by the common goal of trying to better oneself? It's a place where you go to let out all of your aggression on the weights. Like, how did you truly cross that line and get to this point where you're literally jumping over the machine to get to someone to rip their head off? And another interesting point is you never see these gym fights happen in bodybuilding gyms or powerlifting gyms. Why is that? Because there's respect, there's culture, there's community. These gym fights always happen in big commercial gyms. And boys, this is why I talk about learning to fight. It's not just about building muscle. You have to be athletic and be able to actually defend yourself as well. Because what most people don't realize, unless there's a knockout in the fight, a lot of fights turn into grappling matches. That's when it's more so about who is the biggest. Size doesn't matter as much in fights when it's just striking. Size matters a lot more when it's grappling. So if you've got two untrained individuals like these, the bigger guy is typically going to win, especially if it enters that grappling match. And as we can see, the bigger guy kind of ends up with the control. Now, if he tried to grapple me, clearly he's bigger. But with me being more skilled and having really good technique, as well as being strong, I'll be able to get him into a dominant position and take control of the fight. So simply just lifting weights isn't going to be enough for you, especially if you want to defend yourself. Sure, it might intimidate some people from ever starting on you, but some people out there just don't care how big you are. And one final point, most people don't understand how taxing grappling truly is. You can box, you can fight, and you can think that you've got good endurance, but then if you try and do 2 or 3 minutes of wrestling, it's a whole different energy system. It fatigues you so fast. So you also have to be somewhat fit, but simply doing 5k or 10k jogs isn't enough. That's a completely different energy system than high intensity fighting and grappling. The only real way to get that endurance is by actually doing the grappling itself. And if someone comes to me wanting to be a better MMA fighter, let's say, I'm not going to program them loads of cardio to get fitter at MMA. No, they're going to get fitter from doing the MMA itself. Actually practicing the skill and the sport itself is the best way to get better and get fitter. So the biggest lesson we're taking away from this video, guys, is remember to defend yourself. Even sometimes when you think you're safe in an environment like the gym, where you think we're all on the same mission, stuff can still pop off. Comment down below, have you ever had a fight in the gym or an argument in the gym that could have went that direction? I've had a few myself, and that's why I don't go to commercial gyms anymore. There's too many egos. Let's try and get this video to 100 likes. I appreciate you all for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow.